Yo, yo, yo. Happy Tuesday. It's a new week. Whole new set of problems. Hey, Leandro. How's it going? DeepSeek? You been on this DeepSeek train? I honestly haven't been paying any attention to it. So I'm not really sure what's going on with that stuff. I just know we're in a race to reach the singularity. Sorry, I have a few bites of my snack left. How did I change my project's thumbnail on the project list? That's nice. Yeah, it is nice. I do enjoy doing that. It was actually not this for so long. You just have to define an icon. So like project settings, where is it? Right here on application config icon. Just pop an SVG file in there. I bet you can use other file types, but like obviously the SVG would be ideal, right? Because it's like resolution. It's like resolution independent to an extent. We did some fun stuff yesterday, or I don't know why ever since I started streaming, I've started to use the like royal we all the time. And it's kind of weird. I guess I want chat to feel like I want you to feel like you're involved. Like we're doing this together. But I did some stuff yesterday. You shouldn't notice anything. So ideally this is exactly the same as we left off pretty much. What I did under the hood is that I I didn't reduce, I reversed the axis. I reversed the z-axis. So like it used to be that the z-axis went from the bottom up. So like 0 was on the bottom and we counted up from the bottom. But after studying Star Trek a little bit, I realized, yeah, I'm very happy with the cutaway. And we got the what do you call it? The flood fill working, so we can tell if we have interior compartments or not. I basically reversed the z-axis, so now we count. So now 0, this layer on top here. This layer is layer 0, which I think is appropriate because it's like outside the ship. Like you're not gonna put a room out here, cause like you can't go up a level and seal it off. So like so this is like very definitively outside the ship. So this is layer 0. Layer 1 is the first layer, and then we just go down. Like 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's in line with Star Trek, because Star Trek always has deck 1 is the bridge. And, you know, one of Gene's rules is that the bridge is on the top of the ship, which, while being hilariously dangerous, has pretty much been like observed throughout Star Trek. So, you know, that seems like a fun convention. So we start with deck 1, and then we go down from there. I'm still thinking about expanding the required or the max build area here. But we need to do some things before we're ready for that. So we're not going to do that now. But I am thinking about a future where we can build larger things than just this, because this is a little small. But I think this is a great place to start. I think we're going to be able to start building ships soon. I think this cutaway system works pretty well, all things considered. And the editor tool works pretty good. We can't quite do the tricks that I used to be able to do. Like I can't quite just drag out a room. So there's a couple little party tricks, but we can no longer use the old tile editor since I flipped the z-axis. I would need to rewrite the old editor. So we've kind of passed the point of no return. We're all in on this new editor, and I'm okay with that. Some what feel like possibly erroneous tiles being placed somewhere. Leandro, you feel like a false nerd. You never watched Star Trek. It's never too late. There's like, let me do the math right. There's 60 years of Star Trek to choose from. Be like, I want to watch the really campy original series from like the late 60s. You could be like, I want to watch the like serious, like very prim and proper, like late 80s Star Trek. Or you could be like, I want to watch that new Trek, that like very serialized, very dramatic new Trek. There's so much Trek to choose from. There's Trek for everyone. Here I am trying to catch up with One Piece. You can't commit to another show. Watch a movie. They just released one on streaming that is apparently not Star Trek at all, but you know, maybe it's a fun action film. And if you don't know Star Trek, maybe you'll love it. Section 31, I need to watch it. People are saying it killed Star Trek streaming movies, even though it's like the first Star Trek streaming movie. So we'll see. We'll see. I do love Michelle Yeoh, so it's like really hard to presume that anything she's in could be bad, but I haven't seen it, so we'll see. I did finally watch Dune 2 a couple days ago. That was good. That was good stuff. Took me a while to get around to it, but my old TV broke, so I had to get a new one. And I was like, what am I going to use to test this out? Dune 2. It looked good. Sounded good. Pretty good version. So what are we going to do today? We try to start with something easy. I got to get rid of these print statements, wherever they are. I should start deleting a bunch of this obsolete old code, but I'm not going to do that yet. So what's something easy that we could start with? That would be a good win. What's something that's bothering me about this? We could try to make the wall placement into a line tool. Maximum warp. Hey, no, Joel. How's it going? How was your weekend? Have I ever used GDScript with Writer? Does debugging work for you? I've never purposely used GDScript with Writer. It opens, so like I could just grab a file. Let's grab just a random GDScript. I love that it's got the little Godot bot icon. It's like intelligible. It's a little confused about onReady, but it works. I haven't tried running a debugger on a GDScript file, but I don't feel like there's a lot of additional utility for that. Because like I feel like the GDScript debugger is like okay. It's not terrible. What is this? Cannot get class at GDScript. I don't know what that is. No, Joel, it was fun at a game jam over the weekend. Nice. The game was pretty buggy at submission. When is it not? That's pretty great. Did you do the like the global game jam or something like at the last minute? Or is it like a different jam? Yeah, it was global game jam. Nice. Hey, Scott McDonald, how's it going? How was your weekend? This is embarrassing. I had like a list of things that I wanted to do next on Friday, and now I don't remember what they are. Oh, doors. We could try to do doors. We could try to implement doors. That's probably the most straightforward thing to try to do. That should still be in here, right? Door single, proxy, door double proxy. I need to add a door triple proxy. I mean, we don't need to support triple doors right out the gate, but let me see where the triple door situation currently is. Leandro, just make it like Doom. The whole wall is a door. Imagine that. We're not far from that. The doors are a little less thin than a wall. Scott, not too bad. Just dabbling through some small test projects in Odin, enjoying it. Thanks for the video, Rex. You got it. The people who have different names on different services, sometimes I mix them up or I get confused about who's who. And there have been times previously where I'm like, man, I gotta connect Scott with this guy on the Discord who sounds like he's doing exactly the same work. And then I remember, I'm like, they seem to be working on almost the same thing. Like, I bet they could trade pointers or something. And then I remember, no, Jewel, you try to make web build and a bit more fluid experience at a game jam game. Put it on your itch.io. Feel like in the current state, no one would really enjoy playing it. That's fine. I mean, like that's what the point, right? Is like you got the post jam version. Especially if you just had a weekend, that's like not bad at all. Oh, I know that guy. It's me. Yeah. Of course I know him. He's me. All right, where's this door? Oh, it's right here. I have a folder for the triple door. I have the triple door as a single object. Where did I make these door proxies? Okay, so I have the single door proxies here. Then I have double door proxies. So we have a double door upper and a double door lower. And we have all of the different versions of it. Okay, and we have the door double proxy. Why are these the same file? Oh, is this an ACE file? And this is a... Okay, so I need to probably not do this right now. People probably don't want to watch me just split this file up. Yeah, this 26 frame animation. Split it up into 3 pieces. But I like the triple door. I think this is a good door. It's chunky. I need to think about the outlines. I think I'm moving away from the hard black outlines, and so I'm going to need to redo some of these. Yeah, haha. That's your personal account, whereas Diginanigans is what you use specifically for game dev and stuff, and what you'll probably push other stuff under. Yeah, if it makes sense. You probably switch it up for continuity. You have a YouTube account with that name, you just haven't used it yet. No, I get that. I totally get that. Because, like, I have 2 YouTube accounts, right? EEBCDCBG. You just learned Sprite has dark mode? Yes, it does. It's quite good. Door animation's looking good. Yeah, I think it's pretty sweet. I think the best door is probably still the single door, but I like the double door as well. I'm doing okay with this inorganic object animation. There's a lot to figure out about how that was going to work. Pretty much figured it out. So the plan is to put in proxies in the tile map layer and then to spawn in the actual doors, like the scene collections, outside the edit mode when we leave edit mode. This is probably the best door, ironically, the single door, which is good because they're probably going to be the most common. Yeah, but Scott, like I have two YouTube accounts, right? Because I have like my Digital Iliad like streaming account, but most of the time I'm on my personal account because my personal account's the one that's got like YouTube Premium and stuff, right? Sometimes I'll mix them up and I'll try to watch a video on my streaming account, and I have to watch an ad, and I'm like, oh, this is horrible. All right, so I'm gonna split that triple door later. Probably tonight. I've got another game dev meetup, virtual game dev, like little co-working session. Maybe I'll just split my door up there. That could be a good activity to knock out in like 2 to 3 hours. But we have the stuff ready for the single and the double doors, so we can do that. We just need to study our existing script for it. Welcome in, EEBCDCBG. CBGB. I know that's not your name, but that's like the old like punk club, right? CBGBs. Welcome in. We do love Sprite here. We love us some Sprite. We spend a lot of our time coding, but we do love us some Sprite when we get to do it. I hope to do a lot more of it soon. Once this tile editor tool is done, we need to start making things to go into the tile editor. Leandro, you had some bad experiences coding doors in Godot. I feel that doors are hard. Doors are like one of the more complex things to do in a game. There's that joke that like a helicopter is just a special case of door. All right, so when we do the door stuff, so the door stuff we need to do is mostly about hull type recognition, because there's valid hull type combinations and invalid, and that is fine. I'll need to add the door to our little palette here. So we'll need to add a single and double door to this thing. which is fine. I should probably move this whole thing down. Oops, not that. I should probably move this whole buildable area down a little bit. It's like right in the center. And like that's fine, but it doesn't leave us a lot of room for our palette. Maybe I have a tile palette and then I have a separate like object palette. I guess a door is kind of in between those things. It's not like placing a crew member or like a it's more like placing a computer console. So maybe we have a different, maybe there's a separate palette grid for like doors and stuff, but for now we should probably just make one. Hmm. I'm gonna need variations for the different modes, like normal, pressed, hover, disabled, focused. Are these individual files that I like hacked together? Where are these? Oh, so I made one for. I see, I see. I guess that's what we're gonna have to do. Where are these files? Show me. They belong to the object itself, I think, which is fine. Maybe they're in the UI, actually. Scott, you're pretty sure there was a whole GDC talk on the complexity with doors? There was. I don't remember exactly which one it was. Doors. Yeah, that's hard to search for. Yeah, it's called the door problem in general. Where's this video? Yeah, I'm finding a bunch of articles and like Twitter threads and stuff. I also can't find the. I also remember some kind of talk on how hard it was to make doors, but I can't find it. You thought it was going to be easy to make a door work in VR? It's still buggy. Oh, VR. Making a door work in VR. That sounds like extra difficult. All right, we're going to make the little things for the door buttons on the palette. Harder than making doors is finding videos explaining how hard it is to make doors. Yeah, I don't remember what that's bugging me now, but I do remember it. All right. let's open one of these files just to make sure I have an idea of how we do this. Okay, so out here, why are these out here? These should be in the sprite folder. I want to look at this file. This doesn't seem right, but I also want to look at cubes. So what I did is I just made a bunch of layers. I had a click mask, disabled, pressed, focused, hover, normal. Is normal just like, normal is not what I should call this. I should call this like something else, but I feel like the button calls it normal, so we'll call it that for now, but that's deeply confusing. So I just started with the normal one, and then I made like a hover, focused, pressed, disabled, and I just used our 3 color types. So that's fine. And then a click mask. Oh, click mask is cool. I don't know if we're using a click mask. Are we using the click mask? Like if I click here, so we're not currently using the click mask. Oh, because it has to be a bitmap. It can't just be a image file. It's like something else. That's fine. You don't need to do that right now. Yeah, so this was a PNG. It's a PNG bitmap, and they want something else. Quick mask. Quick load. Will this work? Open. Oh, it can't. I can't atlas into it. That's the difference. That's the issue. I would need to have these separate. We're gonna need some tools that makes this stuff for us automatically. Like by carving up the atlas. So I've been thinking about that, about how to do that. And we will need to address that. We're gonna need to have something like this, and we're gonna need to have like data on what this means. Like I'll define some sprite slices. I'll take some slices of the sprites and describe what these are. Like what regions correspond to what. So we take a slice and we like slice up like this thing. And we say this is an object. And then it will separate out the different layers. I mean, eventually I want to do something like this that can interpret 3D shapes and build us a little, that we can build our sprite atlases out of this sort of thing. But for right now, that's probably not doable, and we're probably going to end up with something like this. I'll probably just need to slice it up myself and then apply the outlining and make a version of this for each hull type, even if it's like invalid. Some of these cannot possibly be, like these slopes can't be middle hulls because they can't. Well, I shouldn't say can't. It would be weird if they were middle hulls because they're a slope, so they shouldn't have another face like butting up against them, but maybe they could in theory. But yeah, I'm probably going to start by just hand splicing them and laying them out like this. And then eventually I want to get a tool. I don't mind doing this by hand once, like for basically this initial tile set. But as soon as we start making other tile sets, I want a tool for this. I want to be able to define 3D objects and pull out the 2D sprite information. It's a little tricky, but it should be doable. But yeah, we're not doing that now. That's just something I want to do eventually. Right now, we're making a little door thing. So we're going to lay them out kind of like this. So we'll take the single door. All this. I'm going to call this unmodified. Well, no, it's listed as normal. I don't like calling this a normal because that feels like that should be something else. We'll put this here. And then we get a double door. Put this like underneath it maybe. Kind of wasting some space, but that's fine. We'll need room for the triple door. The triple door will need a lot of space. So we actually probably want to put these in reverse order. Probably want to put this up here. Oh, these fit side by side, sort of. Not exactly. Just gonna move these around because I think when we add the triple door, actually, let's just do that part now. Let's go grab the triple door. How big are you? Pretty big. 56 tiles across, or 56 pixels across. What? Oh. I don't really know what's happening here. Oh, it's hidden. No, I don't want this layer then. Oh, I actually have these separate already. But I only have them separate into 2 layers. I need to make this into 3 pieces. Thron Keen. Oh, A Sprite. You're doing the exact same thing right now? Nice. You're doing some A Sprite stuff? I thought you're in Block Shop. I thought you're deep into the Block Shop. Okay, let's do this. Let's do this the way I had it before, and we're just gonna stack them on top of each other. We're just gonna expand the canvas. Well, hold on. We actually don't need to do this yet this way. Because at the moment, you can only make, like, you can only grab or place a single door. And then depending on whether doors are next to each other, they become bigger doors. So I actually don't... Until we make block tools compound, I don't actually want to do this yet. But maybe this would be a good test of making a compound block tool. So maybe we'll set this up. Let's put that together correctly. Like that. Single, double, triple door. Why does this go the other way? Oh, this is the flipped one. I don't want the flipped one. I want the regular one. I'm block shopping. No, not block shop, block bench. Block bench. Did I say block shop? Yeah, I'm thinking of Foolbox's game if I did. Block bench. Yeah, you and the kid are doing the 3D project. On the side, you're making another Vampire Survivors style game. Mostly teach yourself better habits on coding strategies and project architecture, and eventually how to learn how to publish on Steam. Hell yeah. Okay. Making like a bullet heaven. Yeah, I had to draw these doors from 2 sides, or from 2 projections. I had to draw it from like the straightforward projection, which is this one, and also if you turn the camera around, you'd see this. So we need to actually be aware of like which way the camera is facing. Which means eventually I think you need to be able to rotate the palette tool itself. I think I prefer the flipped actually to this one. This one's good though. Yeah, this is if we eventually do move away from solid black outlines, which I think we have to because this is a space game, and unless I make the backgrounds really bright, like unless the backgrounds are all nebulas and things like that, we can't just have black backgrounds everywhere or black outlines everywhere. It won't look correct. When you just start texturing stuff, it's gonna be awkward. But we'll figure it out. We're on. Yeah, you're making it based on just the secret cow level from Diablo 2. Okay. That's a great choice. It's an excellent choice. Oh, I picked the wrong one of these to copy over first. I thought upper was going to mean... Yeah, that's fine. Let me copy the lower one back over again. We're going to put this in here. This is going to be called doors, I guess. These are temporary. I just need a temporary way of handcrafting these for now until we can get an automated way to do it. All right, so I don't know what I did here. Don't save. So here we had normal, hover, focused, that's just white outlines, pressed, that's white outlines with light gray interior, disabled. Click mask, we can skip the click mask because that will straight up not work. Yeah, we're gonna need to generate these individually from the tile set eventually, because I am not hand setting up like 50 different like blocks, because we have a bunch of these. Even just the initial set is like all of this. These are like the initial set of like slope tiles that I have in mind, let alone the curved tiles I would like to do next. These are all straight line. So we're not doing this shit by hand. I mean, we're doing it right now, but that's because we're just testing stuff out. Doing the initial thing. If you do something once, you do it by hand. If you do it twice, you ask yourself why you haven't automated it yet. All right, so new layer. This one is hover. So we're just going to use the lighter. I think this is okay for now. This is also kind of questionable how we're just using the lighter hull color for the overlay. Now we need... Oh, this is the loose outline. Is this the one that I prefer? Let me open the triple door. I have two different outlining patterns, and I'm like, I don't always remember which one's the one that I like. Doors. This project is pretty small, and the file architecture is already kind of confusing. So regular, flipped. Are these loose outlines or fixed outlines? These are loose outlines because you can tell because the outlines are moving as the doors recede. This was one way I thought of doing this. The alternative is to have a so-called fixed outline, which I like this because this gives it a mass. It makes it feel like the whole door is moving. Whereas the alternative is to do like, do I have a loose outline version of this? I do. Oh no, a fixed outline version of this. This one. So this one, the door recedes and the outline does not move. The door recedes along the outline. And this is interesting, but it feels less like it's a thing. It feels less attached. So we're going to go with the loose outline. So we're just going to, oh, this is two different pieces. Is it? No, it's not. There we go. Struggling a little bit here. Leandro redeeming the hydrate. Thank you, Leandro. Scott, in your opinion, the fixed outlines look a lot more polished. Interesting. Interesting. So you think this kind of a door. So you like this better. Where the door, I don't like the way the outline jumps like this. I guess I could theoretically do it differently. I don't love every aspect of it. There's parts of it I do like. There's definitely parts of it I do like. You don't notice the jumping quite as much with the fixed outline. I didn't actually drink the water. I got distracted. So this is the fixed outline. And then the alternative is the loose outline where the whole thing moves. And yeah, you notice the jumping a lot more, but it feels like it's a whole thing, like it's a whole door that you see moving. So I don't know. I'm a bit torn about it. And also the form feels like it's changing less because the top area here isn't like, it's like receding into the wall. I don't know. We got to keep in mind that it's going to be like this big. Ron Keen, fixed outline looks like a door mounted in a track. The doors are seating. Loose outline looks like the doors are big, heavy objects, but not mounted in a track or something. Looks like it stutters a bit. Yeah, the stutter is noticeable. It's not stuttering. What it's doing is it for every 4 pixels it moves horizontally, it has to move 1 pixel vertically. So that stuttering is definitely a lot more noticeable with a loose outline. That I agree with. And yeah, you're right. They don't look like they're on a track. So like how are they moving? Yeah, the stuttering is way more noticeable. Whereas if we just switch to the fixed outline, It's way more smooth because it's still doing the stuttering, but you can only tell if you're like watching the inner portions of the door. No, this is way smoother. Okay, I think you're right. I think we use a fixed outline. I think that's probably for the best. I'm easily swayed. Scott, the fixed one feels more futuristic while the loose feels more janky, like the door mechanism is struggling. I guess that's funny. We could probably play that up on some ships. I definitely want to have some door malfunctions, like classic like Star Trek door malfunctions, where like the door opens part way, gets stuck, and then like opens the rest of the way. There could be some fun stuff we do. Okay, okay, I'm convinced. I'm convinced. We'll use a fixed outline. Please tell me I animated a fixed outline for the door or for the triple door. Please tell me. No, I didn't. I bet I didn't. Oh, Lord, help me. This is a loose outline, isn't it? Oh, I gotta animate a fixed outline version of the triple door. All right. Yeah, I really dislike the stuttering on a door of this size. That is bothering me. All right, cool. So in addition to splitting this into 3 pieces, I also have to animate a fixed track version of it. Cool. Thanks, guys. Thanks for giving me something else to do tonight. I think the single door you like don't even notice. I think the single door is so small. The single door actually maybe looks better on it with a loose track, but let's see. No, it's so small, but you still notice it a little bit. Actually, it kind of looks like it stutters a little bit either way. Behaves a little weirdly. I see a problem with it that I'm going to need to fix, but I'm going to do that later. That's fine. For our purposes today, it doesn't matter. Oh, did I not do an inner coloring of this door yet? I did not. Okay, that's fine. I need to work on this door. This door was not possible in the old model, so I didn't put a lot of effort into it. They're on Keen. You'll trade me. Make 2 running frames for this janky ass sorceress art while I make your doors. You're going nuts. 2 running frames? This is how you make 2 running frames. I'll show you. I'll show you how you do 2 running frames. Oh, this is technically 4 frames, but there are only 2 running frames in my mind. This is so janky. I did this. I did this like probably like early last year. I could have even done this before then. I might have done this in late 2023 as an experiment. Looks like it's dancing. You like it? Great. Yeah, we're gonna be using this for so long, just a 4-frame running animation. Honestly, it should probably just go from frame 3 to frame 5. Oh no, it doesn't. You don't get the sense of motion if you just go. You need this in between where they collect themselves and then go back into the run. You need this kind of like expand, contract, expand, contract, expand, contract, expand, contract. I also have a little posh idle animation that definitely plays. Oh yeah, it plays. No, Jewel, you think I can smooth it by making 2 outlines where the lines break at different positions and switch between them every other frame. So you just have to make 2 instead of 1 frame and translate them from the movement. You don't know if your explanation's understandable. It's an explanation. You're talking about my doors, right? So like the fixed outline. So the fixed outline has this thing where it needs to, or steps instead of breaks. So the thing is, the way this door works, let me actually switch to the flipped version. It's easier to see. So it's like, you can kind of watch the motion here. This is the loose version. It has to jump, the whole thing has to jump up. And like, that's easy and clean, but it is stuttery. The fixed one, they're on keen. There's what you're working on with in the Discord. You're going to be clicking pixels for 3 more hours. That's what we do. It's the life that we've chosen. So the way this one has to go is this one kind of pulls in. It like pulls the outline with it, which is definitely a lot smoother. It pulls the outline with it, and it almost makes it look like it's a different, like there's this separate plane that's just like receding. And it is definitely a lot smoother because it's just there way less pixels are moving every frame. We really don't ever jump the whole thing up. We only jump the inner parts. And I think that has a good effect. You'll draw something and share it on Discord? Okay, that is probably what I would need to understand. We're going to see what Theron Kane's working on. Welcome to the Discord, friend. I can't read your name because Discord's in streamer mode, so your name is just the letter S, but welcome in. Thanks for hanging out. All right, what's Theron Kane doing? Oh, shoot, we got some updates from Leandro, too. Oh, this is looking good. Got VR doors working, quote unquote. All right, you put the camera on the desk. The pivot, the panning, the pivoting is like, feels a little stuttery. Oh, that was surprisingly smooth. This is awesome. When you grab the door here, well, your hand goes through the door for a second, but no, this is really cool. I'm making fun of a couple things, but that's incredible. That's really great. You just put that down, and you're like, all right. Grab that. Open it out. That's awesome. It can handle the depth motion of you like moving your hand forward like that. That's really cool. Oh, this is what you got going on? Oh, Theron. This is... A, this is cool. B, this is such a high resolution. For me. Her face is 4 pixels by 4 pixels. That's too big. I can only do a 2 by 2. You have so many pixels that you need to draw. That's so many pixels. The legs and the boots are pretty awesome. The staff is cool. You got the lighting pretty great. The lighting's pretty interesting. Leandro, it needs the door needs to stutter. The rotation needs to stutter. Otherwise, you get motion sickness. You need to work on hand collisions. No, it's great. Theron, you don't even want to think about working in VR. It's way too many. The thing is, it's got to match the cow. Oh, I see. Oh, it's got to match the cow. Oh, kind of it reminds Leander of the Diablo 2 sorcerer. Yeah, that's right. That's the inspiration, right? Of this whole thing. Oh, sorry. This reads terribly on dark mode. This is amazing. This is amazing and incredible. Love this. Yeah, I see how you've kind of backed yourself into the corner. I love the little hoofs. The hooves. It's amazing. It's amazing. All right, we got ads in 10 seconds. We're going to hang out here. I'm going to finish copying this stuff over so we can actually maybe get something done today. Well, yeah, I see you really painted yourself in the corner there. I feel like you could have achieved the cow at like half resolution, but the halberd thing looks awesome. His like weapon, that looks terrifying. All right, well, I thought I had decided on this outline thing, but y'all are right. Now I gotta make it work. So what am I doing here? I need a light outline version of the triple door. Let's bring you over here so I know where you are. Oh, I don't have a light color version of you. That's fine. So we're gonna copy the upper one over first. And we'll copy the lower one. And we just change the colors a little bit. There's our inner door. All right, what's next? Theron, you think so? You've got to make a couple variants of his weapon that need the resolution to look decent. I see. I see. Yeah, picking. I think you did good. I think your resolution is fine. It's obviously more work than like my resolution, but like I needed to pick a low resolution because I'm trying to fit this whole battleship, this whole spaceship on the screen on a 360p screen here. I think you can. I can't fit character details, which I'm going for. I'm like leaning into that with the characters. Like there are no real character details for this little guy. The character's all in the animation, which these guys are going to be pretty. I think these guys are going to be pretty expendable. Because like if you make them detailed and you give them a lot of character, they're gonna obviously you want them to live. But I don't know. Maybe it's like more of a RimWorld thing where you give them a name and you give them a backstory, and the player feels something for them and wants them to live. But yeah, they're just little baldies. See bald men and women running around a spaceship. They have like no distinguishing characteristics. I'm leaning heavily into. I've mentioned this before. I'm leaning heavily into like the first. I don't know if you call it a book. I guess you could call it a book. It's more like a chapter. The first volume of World of Adena by Mobius has some really good, very very implicit, but like very good world building. I guess the context to it comes in the second volume of World of Adena, or second issue. I don't know what you would call it. Makes sense working that small. You can do a lot of expressive animation in minimum resolution, though. Yeah, I'm really hoping so. Theron King gives you vibes of pixel art version of like the stick fight animations from back in like 1999. Oh yeah, Hyun's Dojo videos. Can't remember the name. Now, I mean, I am from a time where I remember just how much stick fight animation stuff was coming out. There's some good games that have taken advantage of that aesthetic too. Okay, so focused is just a white outline. So we need to make a new layer. Focused. Is it past tense? Yeah. Now I just need to paint a white outline over everything. How white, though? Like absolute white? Or like, yep, absolute white. Okay. It's going to be easiest to just do this. It probably have been actually easier to just copy them all. Or, yeah, never mind. Well, if I do that, I actually have to erase them. No, what I was doing was the easiest. If I copy them over and use a bucket tool, then I have to like erase everything. I guess I could just bucket tool transparent. But whatever. I don't mind doing this. Doing this by hand one time for testing purposes. Emphasis on one time. I also don't know if I need all of the other ones, but I'm going to try. This is going to be our test case of compound block placement. He's going to be placing double and triple doors. Hey, Fullbox, how's it going? Thron King, the Hyun's Dojo guy, got commissioned for a while to do videos for League of Legends. Oh, that's awesome. I haven't seen those. Fullbox, also, do you know about your only move is hustle? In quotation marks. I do not know about that. It's a video game. Let's look at this. Oh, this looks sick. Tactical turn-based combat? What? Like 2-player multiplayer tactical turn-based combat? How? How even? Is it? It must be WeGo, right? So like each player picks their moves, and then they both execute simultaneously. That's got to be it, right? I don't know. This is crazy. You can see the other person's interface, which is a little strange. I guess it'll show what moves are being played. Oh, you can practice. So you can be like, if I do this and they do that. So you can like guess what they're going to do next, probably. Maybe is the purpose of showing that. Or maybe it looks like maybe there's an automatic prediction or something. I don't know. Show prediction, buggy. Okay, so they currently have a prediction system, but maybe you can like do a move and click what you think they're going to do and click what you want to do and click what you think they're going to do. I don't know. This is wild stuff here. This is incredible. Oh, this is out. Oh, I don't need to speculate at all. I thought this was like I thought this was like a game that someone was making. You fight frame by frame and then it plays the whole thing. Oh, okay, okay. That's cool. Complex game of chess from what you wrote about. You can probably also play local with a friend. Gotta go, bye, folks. See you, Leandros. Have a good one. Thanks for hanging out today. Thank you for the hydrate. This is going on the wish list. Welcome in, Foolbox. Thanks for derailing us. Oh man, there's like a radial like movement selection. This is insane. This was like someone was like, I want to make like Dragon Ball Z fights like a thing. This is amazing. I'm wishlisting this. Not now because I'm not signed in on the browser. But I need to play more turn-based games. I need to play more turn-based games. I haven't played enough, and I haven't played enough of them recently. Because if this game is going to be turn-based, I need to do a lot to better understand what that means. I need to think through a ton of design. Because I was kind of just, I had just presumed that this game was going to be, real, pausable real time. Like, oh, this sucks. B. But how's it going, full box? How's your prep? I haven't gotten to tune in a few days. How's launch preparations going? No problem. You guys talking about stick figures made you think of it? No, thank you for sharing. That's really cool. Yeah, I need to play some more turn-based. I need to play more turn-based tactics games technically, but I'm very interested in creative ways to handle it, turn-based stuff regardless. I mean, I put like Into the Breach on my Steam Deck, and like I think I got Rogue Trader. I haven't played Rogue Trader yet, but I got it. So I'm collecting some like turn-based tactics games to play to help inform me of the task ahead. Okay, one more. You got a really nasty bug today. You tried to fix it for 3 hours on stream, couldn't do it. Took a little break and fixed it instantly now. Oof. Oof. No, Joel, you put it in Discord? Oh, thank you. Thanks, No, Joel. If anyone has other turn-based tactics games that they think are like crucial, I'd be interested as well. But yeah, it's funny how bug fixing works that way, huh? You just gotta step away sometimes. Ace Pride has select by color. You could just bucket fill with those. Can it select by color on a different layer though? Because this is a new layer. This is like on a different layer than this layer. Never tried select by color across layers before. %99 sure it can. Full box, there's a bucket tool and you can use contiguous object. Again, does that work across layers? I don't think bucket tool works across layers. Select color range. Color black, or maybe this. Preview. Seems like the answer is no. But that's really cool. I didn't know about that. We're hand making some test files. We're not concerned with workflow inefficiencies. We're doing this one time for testing purposes. These files are going to be automatically generated in the future. But yeah, I'm always happy to learn new workflow stuff. You can select and then switch layer. Ah, that's a good call. That's a good call. That would have worked. That would have worked. Toolbox, you could select by layer on the layer of your choose, then fill the color on the selection. Select by color. Magic wand with contiguous unselected on the layer, then fill without the contiguous on the layer. Wow. That also would have worked. And we're done with that. What's next? Pressed. Okay, so that's the same thing but filled in. So we can just copy this over. New layer. Back to this layer. Copy this. Put it here. Then fill in with this color. Oh, wait, hold on. I did this in the wrong order. Take this, copy this, throw that there, then copy this, and lay it over. There we go. Now we've got disabled is the last one. That's fine. We can do disabled. Knowing your tool is so important. It is, and I'm not good at that because if whatever the first way I figure out how to do something, I'm just off. I'm just off doing it that way, the first way I learned how to do it, until somebody yells at me about it. Which is weird because I'm usually good at like finding like process optimizations and stuff, but like I usually have to put in the groundwork quite a bit before that happens. All right, so this, but weirdly we're like using this color for everything. I don't love this. Is there a darker color than this? There is. Okay, beautiful. Yeah, this is a weird one. This process was not designed for this color set. That's fine. We're not actually going to use this. This is not like a valid selection, so we're not super concerned. I'm just doing this because it's consistent with what we've done for the blocks. We'll probably come up with an alternative. That's horrible, but that's fine. It's consistent. So let's do that. Let's evil spaceship Taurus, yeah. UI, editor, block, palette, sprite. Okay, so what did I call this? So I just called this whatever. Okay. All right. We're gonna say, where are you gonna output? Beautiful. Oh, this is the wrong file. This one. This is doors, normal, PNG, visible layers. Doors, hover. Yeah, full box. I had that kind of a bug like a week or two ago. I spent 2 days trying to hunt it down on stream. And then I was like looking at it over the weekend and it just instantly was like, oh, I know exactly why this is happening and I'm an idiot. Like for not spotting it sooner. I hate that. So rough. All right, that's all the doors. So we can go back in here. We've got all these door sprites now. So we can do what we wanted to do, which was to make make another palette selector thing. Now, do I want it to be one thing here, like just a single list on the right side? Just a single thing of palette blocks, a single grid? Yes, I think is my temptation, is to say yes. Because I have it set up with a scroll thing. It's going to overlap a little bit, the build area. So I could split it off onto another side. I could say, like, here are your doors over here. I don't know. I think I kind of want to do that because the angle I picked was left to right. So like it would be better on the left side. But I should probably just have one palette. I don't know. Or tabs maybe. Maybe we have tabs so you can switch between the palettes. Full box, you're kind of pissed though. It's simple and stupid. That's what I'm saying. I spent 2 days doing the same thing. I spent longer than you spent. You're modifying an array while looping through it. You need to have safeguards for stuff like that. Oof, that is kind of rough. I was doing something similar. I thought I had a stable snapshot of a point in time, and I was modifying it every frame. So it was not stable, and it was not a snapshot. So yeah. Yeah, I don't know how you have safeguards for that. I shouldn't have an excuse for that because like I have like component. If I did that with component data, I would at least notice. But I wasn't doing it. I was doing it with like I think I was doing it with like some interim data that I was making and storing on the system itself, not like in a component or in a buffer or anything. So if this is the block palette, maybe we have like a door palette. I don't know. I could also flip these so that they look right on the right side. I can just flip the sprite though. Or can I? Yeah, okay, so I can flip H, the button. I'll probably just do that. No, Joel, did I check what you meant with the edit with the door? It turned out not as good as you expected. So you don't think it's worth it on use on your current doors? Oh, let me see. You said you explained it a little more. Okay. So we have this. That does look better. It looks more stable. I'm not 100% sure how you're doing it. You're kind of going halfway. You're like, I see there's a discrepancy between this outside line and what's going on up here. Like you can see it here. You can see this intermittent. This single pixel is like flipping constantly. So you're like alternating. I think that's a decent middle ground. I should probably just pick one or the other though. Because in my mind, I kind of want the outline to be fixed either way. I know I call this loose here, but in my mind, the outline is it's either fixed relative to the frame. It's like a half jank. Yeah, you've achieved half jank, which is good. That's better than full jank. But yeah, here this outline is fixed relative to the door frame. And then here the outline is fixed relative to the door itself. So like it's at least it's fixed in both cases. It's just a question of what is it fixed relative to? And like I kind of like this, but like I don't like the stutter. I don't like drawing attention to the stutter. And it's not a stutter, it's over 4 up 1. It's like a natural consequence of this is going to come up all the time and I'm going to need to come up with a consistent way of dealing with it. And I think fixed frame outlines is probably the way to go. Where you're fixed to whatever your outer frame is. And you move along it. Yeah, I think that's better. It does feel slick. Scott said it was more futuristic, and I agree with that. It feels slicker. It's got a smoothness to it over the loose outline. Fixed outline is the best. Yeah. Well, that's fun. I wasn't expecting to change that, but I think it's for the best that we do. Let's add more texture buttons here. So let's add a texture button. I don't think this is how we're going to do it eventually or ultimately, but this seems okay. So we have a button group. We have the palette button group. Toggle mode needs to be on. Action mode, button press, button mask, mouse left. Okay. Button press, toggle mode, textures. This is going to be single door. Gotta go. Catch next stream probably. Awesome. Thanks for hanging out, No Joel. Have a great rest of your day. All right, load, UI, editor, block, palette, sprite. I should have some different folders here. These are temporary, but it's getting crowded. Cubes. I should call them blocks, but I guess they're all blocks, and these are just cube blocks. Cubes. And I want doors. I want to go into the File Explorer and also make sure I'm moving the ASprite files. Because I just put my ASprite files next to the exports as often as possible. Not cubes, doors. Doors. Normal. Doors. Oh, I see that scroll. I wasn't expecting a horizontal scroll. Expecting a vertical scroll. I guess it's because it's using this whole file. Um, pressed. Kind of nice if it remembered where I was in the file structure. Hover. Disabled. Focused. Okay, now we need to insert, now we need to apply, wait, did this wrong, didn't I? I need to do it, it needs to be a tile atlas. It needs to be an atlas texture. And the atlas needs to reference, oopsies. Oopsie doopsie. Could I have one atlas texture that refers to all of these? Probably. Oh no, because each one has its own reference. I see. No, I can't do that. So the atlas is this. The region is 0, 0, 0, 0. The height is going to be 30. No, it's less than that. It's 24 by 30. There we go. Look at that. Look at that little scroll, the little scroll bar. It's kind of in my face a little bit, but it's fine. Do the same thing. We got to fix these. Yeah, I'm absolutely not going to do this by hand for any more than this number of these. This is insane. Which one was this pressed? Okay. 24 by 30. Yeah, I don't know why, but I've always been like deeply allergic to like using editors, like using tech like graphical editors like this. I always want to set this stuff up in code. Like I want to do this kind of thing as little as possible. It's like I've always been that way. And I acknowledge that there's a point at which that's like overkill. Which is why I'm doing this by hand for at least for testing purposes, but man, this stuff can get old. It's gonna get old fast. 4 by 30. Skip the click mask. Be cool if I could test this. If I could scroll around in it. But I get that that would not work super well. So that's the single door. Now we'll do some additional doors. Scott, you're the same way. You tend to spend more time automating a solution as it would to just do it by hand anyways. Well, that's one of those things. It's like if you definitively know the number of times that you're going to need to fill the thing out, then you can do that calculus, but like how often is that the case? It's so often the case that you're like, I feel like I'm going to do this continuously over time. Many times. In fact, most of human society is based on the presumption that we'll keep doing whatever we're doing for an incredibly long and large amount of time, potentially an infinite amount of time. There's like parts of game theory that are like that presuppose that like exchanges will keep occurring and reoccurring indefinitely. And it's like that's not true. But like we as humans really operate under this presumption that we're going to keep doing what we're doing forever, which is hilarious because that's the only thing that's not true. But it's this weird psychological underpinning to what we do. Wait, what? I'm rambling. What's Scott saying? Scott's saying is the automation though is more enjoyable and less tedious. And saves time in the long run if you need to go back and make changes. Yeah, true. Am I talking about infinite games versus finite games? I have not read that. That sounds like a good book. I don't know about this. I don't remember the specifics because it's been a long time since I've read that stuff. I just remember that being an underpinning of some of the calculus of exchanges is this idea that you're going to keep doing the exchange over and over and over again, like ad infinitum. Like we rarely take into account the finite nature of our relationships and like and the exchanges we enter into when we're deciding whether it's worth doing something. So like yeah, so it's easy to say, "Oh, I'm going to automate this cuz I'm going to keep doing it." But it's like, are you going to keep doing it or are you going to just only do it a few times and then never do it again? Or is it going to be superseded by something else like but I feel like we have an inclination to presume that whatever we're doing, we're going to keep doing. Possibly indefinitely. I mean, not actually indefinitely, obviously, but like that doesn't enter. That finite nature of this stuff doesn't usually enter into our minds, I feel, when we're thinking about it. On some deep level, I think we spitefully ignore that sort of thing. Like breathing. Not sure you'll do it forever. Yeah, exactly. But a lot of people act as if they will. They carry on as if they're able to. Give yourself like 2 months. Yeah, you'll get through. We'll have some nice things to say about you at the block shop launch. The block shop launch can be like a tasteful memorial. Like here lies Fullbox in his box. I know that's the feeling. I know that's the feeling of crunching to finish and launching a game. Is like that it really takes you to your limit. All jokes aside. Or some jokes aside at least. Oh, so I wanted to do a flip H on this. Yeah, so that it's like consistent with the rest of this stuff. And this is kind of the only one we're going to need, so I could honestly stop here. At least for our purposes, I could just stop with this. I'm actually tempted to do so at the moment. What does the script do? Oh, it like literally just like connects a signal and then passes it along. Okay, I guess I technically need one of those. Palette block button or palette block button group? Probably just palette block button. In fact, I don't think I'm even using the block group script. Oh, I am, but where is it? Where does it exist? Is it connected to this resource? Probably. Yeah, it does. Okay, so it's a resource. It's got a script. It's doing some stuff. It's grabbing focus. So if I click this, we should crash. Okay, well that's nice. This works. What about the scroll? Ooh, I like the scroll. What does it do if something's past the edge of it? Does it just hide it? If I click this, it should crash. Like the game should crash. Oh, it just doesn't recognize. Oh, it just doesn't change because it doesn't recognize this tool. That's fine. Yeah, technically we just want the one door tool for now. I know I set up all the other ones, but that's presuming that I can do compound block placement. Like I can have a tool that allows me to place more than one block down at a time, which we need because we need to be able to do selections. We need to be able to do like move selections. Broheart, a door. Yeah. We have the selection tool for it. We've been messing around with doors today. We need to make it placeable though. Yeah, so we have an invalid. We're trying to parse this somewhere. And we cannot. Tool system 180. Tool system 180. Yeah, so when we select the tool, it's trying to parse the block and it cannot. So where does this come from? It's part of the command structure. So we need to add something here. Broheart, doors are the first dynamic object after placement, unless you blow the walls up later on. We're going to be blowing up walls. That's a thing that will be doable in this game for sure. You need to be able to cause explosive decompressions. And not just by accidentally opening a door. You need to be able to, like, blow up a wall. But yeah, I think for our purposes, for tile map purposes, what we're going to be doing is we're probably going to place a proxy object during edit time, and then after edit time, we'll replace the proxy object with an actual scene collection. That's probably what we're going to do. So the proxy is just going to be like a tile map texture deal. All right, so excuse me. Block form. So I need to pass in the block form. Oh yeah, this whole system is gonna change a little bit here. So who does this? Do you do this? Block pressed, block form, block. Oh, I need to assign a block form. It's just a string. What is the other ones? Just string versions of the enum. Okay. Door. Okay, we'll be able to do that. So we'll be able to parse it into a door. And we're going to make that the active block tool. And then we're going to try to place that block somewhere. So now's the fun part, which we do have time for. Love it. Yeah. How's it going? How's it going, bro heart? I know a wild brohard appears. It's going, it's going. Trying to make a decision on a 60K tool for this security client. Oof. Making the big purchases. Automate's collecting a lot of evidence in a regulated industry, so maybe worth it. Lots of due diligence. That sounds pretty worth it. That sounds very worth it. I do compliance stuff, but not in a regulated industry. I can't imagine how much scrutiny there is there. So what do we need to do to make this possible? So all of our erase block and merge block need to be able to handle door. So let's say, so a merge block. So if the incoming form is a block.forms.door, we need to do something like, we need to say return existing dot has block.forms.door question mark. Incoming is a new. Otherwise, we just put in incoming. Is that right? Wait. Existing has any of these. Incoming. Oh, we overwrite with incoming. This is the opposite. So this is. Yeah, okay, we want to overwrite it. Okay, so we overwrite it completely. Otherwise, we make a new block that combines the two. Okay, that's correct. Last time you did it for them, you had to collect 1 to 17 pieces of evidence for 540 technical requirements. Ooh, that sounds insane. Insane. All right, so that's merge. We also need to handle erase. So we need case door, case block.forms.door. So if we have, if the active form, if we're erasing the door, we basically say, we say the same thing basically here. We say current with form.door. So if we have a door and we're erasing a door, if this is both, we know we don't have a door. We also want to make sure we erase block.forms.bulk. We could actually just say block.forms.solid, but we're going to say, we're going to do this manually. Shenanigans, huzzah for continuity. +1 subscriber, now 2. Appreciate it. Thanks, Scott. Thanks for inflating the numbers. I can't call you Digi because I go by Digi. Brohart, you didn't enjoy it, but you like the money and being remote. There's like someone working downstairs with the gas line, so I'm like being a little paranoid. If I seem like I'm taking breaks, I'm like sniffing around. Um, who calls you Digi except no, that's enough for me, Foolbox. You're the only person I need to have call me Digi. There's someone in YouTube who goes by Digi Nanigans, and I'm fighting them for the name. Brohart, one of your security analysts almost died from a gas leak this month. Jesus. Home Depot installed an appliance for them and didn't properly connect the gas line. That's insane. Yeah, so I'm mildly paranoid. On my ad break, which is coming up in about 10 minutes, I'll probably walk around for a minute, see what's going on. Maybe preemptively open a window. I don't want to, though. It's really cold. It's really cold in San Francisco this week. Cold for San Francisco. So, you know. You Midwesterners and Canadians would laugh at me, what I consider cold. But I'm a fragile California flower. Brohart, yeah, they can't smell either. Oh, they can't smell either. Jesus. It wasn't until their wife got back that they were like, does it smell like a lot of gas in here? That's horrifying. That's my nightmare because my sense of smell is not good. I ignore a lot of smells that like my partner finds like horrible. They're just like fine for me. So, but I can smell gas. I know when I leave the stove on. But it's kind of funny. I don't. Smell is a funny thing. I'll smell nothing, and then occasionally I'll get like a whiff of something, and I'm like, wow, this is. I don't normally smell this. It's usually when I'm on the bus. Vehicle of many smells. All right, we're plugging the door in elsewhere. Where else do we need to plug the door in? We need to have logic. So we need to copy over. I need to add placement rules for each block. So like a door needs to be, the door and the bulk both need to be just, I need to switch those from a rect tool to a line tool, like Ryson suggested. So that you can only place them in lines, not just like squares or volumes. They got a handheld tool off Amazon for cheap to detect leaks in the future. That's smart. That's smart. Digi, you're Canadian there. You got almost a foot of snow last night. That's wild. Brohart, you used to make toast in the middle of the night, and your mom thought she was having a stroke every time. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Yeah, we're all natural gas here. I have a natural gas heater, natural gas stove. We're all on that. We're on the gas train. We're all getting gassed up here, which is great in the winter and terrible the rest of the year. All right, so I think the tool as it stands can accommodate this. The next thing to do is to handle the tile system. I feel like I already copied over the door logic, but we're just gonna double check. So like, yeah, here I already copied over. So we don't know if this works, honestly. We just copied this over. We've never tested it. So we're gonna see. And that affects the deck layer Z. Oh yeah, this is some crazy complicated logic for the deck layer. For the Z, for the top level of a floorboard. Because there's some stuff that we need to deal with there. What else needs to be aware of a door? So this is doing some stuff. So the bulk, the walls are also doing some checks for doors. What about the Z, the bulk Z face? You don't care about a door, do you? No, you don't. Oh, the door itself needs to have, so we need to add a new tile map layer. Oh, geez, this is going to be involved. Tile map. Tile map layer 6. Door layer. All right, so we got to iterate through everything. So we got to look at our logic on the Godot side. Canada go. Yeah, Canada's looking better and better every day from an American point of view. I think I'm going to work my way up north. I'm in like San Francisco now. I feel like someday, if I can afford it, I'm going to end up in like Seattle area, somewhere around there. I love being on the water. So I want to go like Pacific Northwest by water. And they don't like Californians in Oregon, so I think I should leapfrog past Oregon and just go all the way up to where they got plenty of tech nerds. Although I feel like one of the few places with a higher cost of living than San Francisco is Seattle. So let's hope one of these games takes off, you know what I mean? But yeah, I would like to get a bit further north. Somewhere where it rains still. So maybe I'll come visit Canada if I'm ever up there. Assuming they're still letting us across the border into Canada. All right. All right, the Godot logic here for the door. So the unfortunate thing for me is that the door logic is significantly longer and also quite different. Door logic is significant. And we're doing a bunch. Okay, so where's all this door? So what is this thing? We've got a door here. Oh, you're saying we're the ones being anal about the border. You might find that the US doesn't let me visit Canada. That might honestly happen. You never know. I want to go up there. I want to go up there. I want to see where they filmed Trailer Park Boys. A national treasure. Go out to Nova Scotia or wherever they filmed that. All right, door.new. So I have this door class. Part. Whole, lower, upper. Oh, this is for compound door pieces. Got a bit of a headache. I don't know if it's the gas leak or just the fact that I haven't eaten or drunk enough water today. Should probably investigate that. You live in Nova Scotia. You lived in St. Andrews for a while. Yeah, all jokes aside, I think it'd be really cool to visit. I mean, we could joke about national treasures, but like Stan Rogers is a national treasure. I'd love to. Sang so beautifully about Canada. Don't make any sparks if it's a gas leak. No, I don't think it is. This feels more like I'm not eating and drinking enough water. Not that I eat water, but you know what I mean. But we love Stan Rogers. I'm not making fun. This is just how I am. This is how I express affection. Is caustically. It's a problem. All right. So we also have a type: invalid, undefined, single, double. We'll need to add triple. I wonder if I actually want an invalid state or if I just want to like leave things undefined. Or if undefined is itself an invalid state. Whatever. We're going to do the thing where we try to implement this as true as possible. All right, we got break. We got ads. 3 minutes. I'm going to be back in like 2. I'm going to go get some more water and see if there's a gas leak. Be right back. All right. We're back. Thanks for hanging out. Oops. Extreme close up. We don't want that. Not what we want. All right, so we have this little object, this door object. We keep track of an axis, a flag axis. I assume this is XYZ. XYZW. Oh, this is just our axis flag. So our axis enum. So we can use that. We've already got that. We've got the part. That's an enum. We've got the type. That's an enum. Okay, so I need a door. I need to have these 3 values. And we're keeping track of them for a purpose. I think it's exactly what the people want, the extreme close-up. Whoa. No, nobody wants that. All right, so we get door tiles. Getting door tiles, this get door tiles function is like our equivalent to get hull type, I think. Are we doing this and then getting the hull type? Okay, no, we're getting the hull type down here. So we go through this whole thing. All right, I think we can do this. And then, so then we also have the Atlas Chord implementation. Yeah, this is a lot. That's a lot of code. This should be fine. Isn't that Wayne's World? Extreme close up. Yeah, it is. Everyone loves Wayne's World. Party time. Excellent. Diddler, 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 diddler. So for every coordinate in the blocks, so for all of the blocks, if the coordinates.z is the same as the deck number. Okay, so this is all the same. So we'll go through, we'll identify which blocks have doors. We get the relative coordinates. We get every one of our neighbors along x, y, and z, and positive z, which for us is actually negative z, because we've flipped. So I can get rid of the old tile map editor. Once we've copied this stuff over, I can get rid of all of this old stuff, because we can't use it anymore, because I reversed the z-axis yesterday. That was one of my tasks. And I'm happy we did it, but it makes all of our old stuff no longer work. So I need to keep that in mind. So when we do this position Z check, which we do here, let's make sure there isn't a directionality. No, we just need to flip the direction of it. So when we check op block, so we don't need to do op block. So if we're hard coding the axis for the opposite block, we can just plug in that function. We can just plug in that constant or whatever, that static directly. We need to consider the viewing direction, which we aren't currently doing. And we're getting that or null. Interesting. Interesting. We're getting it or null. Okay. All right, we can get started. So for tile map layer, So for each one of these, so where are we storing this information though? Do we need to store this information? Or do I only need to know about this as long as... So door tile is door.new. What do we do with door tile? So we set all of this stuff. Set the type, access, all of this junk. And then we store it here, door tiles. So we're storing this as a separate thing. Why? Should we not just store this in hulls? I guess maybe we need some of this information. Oh, source ID. We actually care about what door type this is. And that's different than hull information. Maybe we could include additional information in hull. Maybe we like mix some of this stuff together. We'll do it separately for now. So what I need is a separate dictionary for door tiles. So let's start with that. So we've got cutaways, hulls, tiles. We're going to also do doors. It's going to be private, read only, dictionary of vector 4i and something. We need to keep track of, what was it again? Keep track of which part of the door we are. We need to keep track of what our door type is, and we need to keep track of what axis we are along. Like which axis is the axis we open towards. So we need to keep track of all of that. So we need to make some enums. I don't love calling it type. I like to avoid using the word type since it has like a very clear definition in C#. We could call it, if it really just defines whether it's a single door or a double door or whatever, we could call it something else. But maybe we just call it type just so we don't have to think about it. So let's add a class or a struct. Let's add a struct door. Probably be door tile, but we can make that distinction later. So we need an enum of part. I don't usually do the all caps enum thing, but it is a constant, so I feel like I could all caps it. That's what we do in Godot. But in C#, it seems to be more standard to not do it in all caps. I don't know. I should really just adopt my own style guide because there's some things I like better. Like I like for local variables, I kind of like just using snake case, but C# has some style guide presumptions. I kind of don't want to make my own. I don't want people to make fun of me. Whole lower upper. Okay, that's what we need. Whole lower 1. Upper is 2. Oh man, have I been muted for like 1,000 years here? Oops. Probably. I might have been muted since my ad break. I don't know. I just looked down and the microphone was red. Oopsies. I didn't say anything meaningful. All right, so this is fine. You didn't even notice? Okay, good. Sometimes I instinctively mute, like, because I'm about to cough or something, but, like, it's so second nature now that I forget that I do it sometimes. It's like just a button at the top of the microphone. You don't even have to press the button. It's just like a tap. It's like a touch. Okay, well, that's good. Thanks. Thanks for the confirmation. Types. Or dot types. Type. And then we also need an enum. We need access. Access. I like having the enums being not like children of the struct that uses them. Like it's nice here, like if there's ambiguity about what you mean, like door.types, like then it's at least like clear. But what's kind of nice is if you may define it somewhere else, you can just say something like access access. You don't need to use plural or like something else. So I'll probably rearrange this later. But for right now, this is all the information we need. We need to just define a couple things that we always define for read-only record structs. Just going to copy some over like this. Define our equals. There's a high performance hash code. We'll use system.hashcode for now. I need to dig more into the high performance toolkit. I'm a high performance guy. I wanna use that kind of stuff. All right, so there's our door object. Doors. Don't even need to do this. Just do this deal. Okay, so we're keeping track of doors. All right, so this last layer is going to be a lot of code here. So we say so we're going to go through everything and see if it's a door, okay? So we can have basically this line, if not read-only span i.hasBlock.forms.door continue. Otherwise, we're going to say door equals a new door. Variable door, a new door. We're also going to say we need to define our relative position. So we copy this over. Relative position. then what we need to do is we need to find a bunch of other relative positions of all our neighbors. So we need to do this whole thing. So I don't like having to do a contains check and then do a call. I don't like that. I do want to, I was hesitant to do a try get index or try get. Because I don't like the maybe not null and the not null when attributes. I don't like the way that affects how you set the out variable to be nullable, and then you have to like observe that throughout the whole rest of the code. Probably get around that if we define the default all the default parameters for that value to be invalid. So as long as 0 is an invalid number, like whatever the default is, as long as those the default creation or default constructor or what do you want to call it generates an invalid object, that's fine. I guess it doesn't matter, does it? We could just not use it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why I'm hung up on those attributes. I want to use them. They seem cool. I just wish the compiler was a little smarter about the not null when. I wish if you had not null when attribute defined, you didn't need to set the out variable to nullable when you used it, when you invoked it in the code. I wish you could just ignore it because it's not null when true. And it's like, it's a little weird. But for now, we're just going to do this the rough way. We're going to say block negative x is, do I actually need the position or do I only need the block? I probably only need the block. Yeah, I only need the block. Weird how this one skips the relative transformation. I guess if we're only transforming it along z, we don't need to get relative because the z doesn't change. Unless there's some glorious future where I like swap the camera so you can like look underneath at stuff. But no, we're never going to do that. That would be so dumb. That'd be so dumb and pointless for the kind of game we're making. All right. So negative x is, I know how to do this. So we take our relative position. We add vector 3 dot left. Or is it vector 3 dot right? Maybe I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, it's negative x is vector 3 dot left. That's correct. It's a little weird because my space doesn't totally line up with the default Godot 3D space, and for some reason I've decided to name my vector 3, or I've based my vector 3 constants not on this game, but on the Godot, the expected coordinates for a 3D game in Godot. I don't know why I'm doing this. I should make this vector 3 model be precisely what I need for this game. So like y in the 3D context, y should not be up down. Z should be up down because that's what I do. But for some reason, vector 3 up down right now is the y axis because that's what Godot expects in a 3D context. So I don't know why I'm doing that still. I should probably change it to my context. Turn clockwise, counterclockwise to game.view angle. So this is the relative position. So we need to plug this in to block buffer dot contains. Yeah, this is horrible. If this is contained, then we do that. It's this whole thing. Oh, we don't want negative y, we wanted positive x. I don't know what I would name these though. This left, right. If I didn't just use the Godot. Because like x and y are, I guess I could name one of them forward and back. Doesn't really make sense. I could say down left or up left or whatever. Maybe it is leaving it as the Godot standard is probably for the best. It's a little confusing, but it's probably for the best. Right. The system should get smarter about what we're doing here the more I type into it. It's not as smart as I would have hoped. Yeah, maybe I'll switch this out with a try get instead of a contains. Then I don't have to do the contains check and then the get. That'll save us a lot of space in a lot of places. Maybe I'll do that tonight. In addition to the animation stuff that we've decided I need to do. The animation work that we have assigned to me. So this is kind of miserable. I'm gonna copy these last two and then just swap the variables. I don't know why I'm writing this out. I was really hoping the thing would figure out, the AI thing would figure out what I'm talking about here. It did not, probably because what I'm writing is so terrible. Is negative z is, oh, we don't need negative, well, we only need negative z now. So we only need to check upwards. We don't need to check downwards. Well, we should check downwards, shouldn't we? We should check to make sure that there's a floor underneath us. So this is, so negative z is forward. See how this is confusing? Our up down is actually listed here as forward and back. That seems wrong. Maybe that's my fault for using z as my up down. But the tile maps use like x, y, you know? So I don't want to have to think about that. All right, let's define the door last. Why not? All right, so now we need to write out all of this. I might actually copy and paste this, because this is just a bunch of bit comparisons. See how Godot likes this, or let's see how C# likes this. It does not like that. So we don't call it door tile. I just call it door. I should probably call it door tile. Oh Lord. What's happening right now? Be nice if it was a little easier to translate between the two. This should be a block.forms. I don't actually need the blocks themselves. For now, we'll eventually need that. This is going to get complicated once I start forms dot null. Oh, no, it's got to be block.empty.form. Let's just store the form by itself for now. That's easier. Dot form. Put this on a new line. I should also, instead of try get, I should have a get or default for this case. Where like, I either want to get the thing or I want to get the default value. I love that about Godot. I love the like try. I love the get or default call into their dictionary. So this isn't called comp here. This is called forms here. And we don't write. Maybe I should go back to writing this as a constant. C#. Right, enum values as all caps. Yeah, okay. C#, it's Pascal case for enum values. It's weird because an enum maps to like a constant value, but I also shouldn't make these plural when they're not flags. So like block.forms is a flag, so it can be plural, but door.type is not. Fullbox, you're finally done with the correction of your students in the freaking system where you need to enter the grades is all messed up. Oh, great. That sounds miserable. So posx and negx is equal to. Why doesn't this work? Import flag, multiple choices. Prioritize and operation using parentheses. Why is that not the priority? Why would you evaluate the equivalency after the and? What? Do I not understand order of operations? Okay, now you won't. Now you aren't complaining. Why was it complaining about that? I just like put the parentheses and then I took it away, and it was like, oh yeah, I got you. Why are you upset about this? Oh, this is an equal. So this isn't two assignments. This would be door equals door with axis is axis dot y and type equals door dot types dot single. Okay, now it's back to complaining about this again. Prioritize and using why? Why do you need this? And then I take it away and it's fine again for a minute and then it complains about it again. Full box, like you have students in there that are not in your class and some of your students are missing. Oof. Yeah, I think all of that technology is generally like very poor. Door is door with axis is door with axis equals axis dot y and type is door dot types dot double. Double. Okay. Now they're complaining about this again. Okay, I mean, I guess I understand doing this one. Now you want to prioritize the other one? All right, whatever. I don't want to argue. Super weird. I don't understand the order of operations for this. I don't understand how you could possibly ever evaluate these before processing these binary operators. I don't understand why C# would do it this way. Maybe it's freaking out just because everything is kind of broken right now. Maybe there's so many errors that the compiler is just like not trying. I'm gonna leave these undone and just accept the potential error. Because I can't believe that that's the correct order of operations for this. That must be a mistake. Probably do this consistently. I like could just rewrite this. But I don't trust myself to rewrite it correctly. Like, what even was here? Bulk. All right, this is the last major thing I need to copy over from the Godot side, and I'm glad because this is a huge pain. Okay, now it's getting it. Y and invalid. Okay, that is correct. Part of me is like, why am I testing all these invalid types? But I don't know. Door dot type evaluates to, it would be if door dot type, oh no, this isn't, oh, these aren't, oh no, the forms are bit flags. These are not. Door dot types dot invalid. Then we're done. Relative coordinates is not sufficient. We also need to know area for I relative position with 2. Oh, is relative position counting Z layers? It is. It'd be, do I do an add? Is that what I'm doing? Holes. We're doing an assignment. That's probably fine. I should probably switch this to an add because we should never assign to one of these twice. And if we do, something has gone horribly wrong. Five. It's called a rel position. Is rel position not a vector 3? It is. Oh, there's no underscore. Again, I love snake case. I love it so much. I want to just be doing snake case. Equals door. This is doors equals door. Continue. All right, so if the door is invalid after this, we can just continue on. We don't need to keep evaluating the door. We only keep evaluating the door if it's in a valid state. I don't think we're gonna finish getting doors in today. I don't think it's gonna happen. I'm running out of time. And we're barely into the hull position. I guess I could probably copy this over down here somewhere. Maybe not. I do need to get through this chunk at least, probably. So if door type is invalid, we're going to be done. Why do I have another door invalid check here? Strange. I need like an error door symbol. I'm going to need like a stand-in sprite for when like a door doesn't make sense. Like something warning you that it's invalid. Maybe I don't allow them to exist. I don't know. Although, no, that doesn't work. Because if you're dragging a door out, you might cause an invalid state for a moment. I don't know. We got to figure out what we want to do for that. So we're just going to say door equals door with axis dot axis is axis dot x and type equals door dot types dot single. Oh, wait. I'm going to say door tile dot access equals door tile dot access or oh. This also is checking for an invalid state. Where are we doing this? Are we doing this down here? If door tile dot, where am I checking to see if a door access is exclusive? Maybe somewhere down the line we're checking to see if a door tile goes along both axes. So here we're just ORing the axis. We can't really allow that. Well, we could. We'd need to change axis to a flag. Right now it is not a flag. That's a problem. Okay, I need to think about how to deal with that. Because right now our system is presuming that the axis enum is a flag, so we could set more than one of these, X, Y, and Z. But I can't do that right now because we actually use this to index into stuff. So I would need to change the indexing mechanism if I turn this into a flag. Okay. I guess I could stop having the unspecified enum value default to the x-axis. That would be nice. Could add an invalid or an undefined initial state. That would be an upside of this, I guess. It would also be an upside that we could represent multiple axes with this. You could say x and y. Although I guess you'd want to know about whether they were negative or positive. I don't know. I need to think more about this. So, tethering, it seems like everyone's headed out, and I'm about out of time. I'm going to wrap it up. We'll pick this up tomorrow. I'm going to work on some of this tonight, so hopefully this stuff is done tonight. We might end up doing some really boring stuff tomorrow, like animating those doors. Depending on if I can also do that tonight. Or hopefully we'll do some more exciting stuff about like door placement. Implementing the rest of this door placement. And then cleaning house eventually on a lot of the old stuff of this project that needs to just get out. But today was fun. I appreciate everyone hanging out. Thanks, Scott. I hope you have a good one as well. No, thank you all so much for watching. And I'll see you next time. Bye.